Hey, welcome to Feisty Fridays with the Feisty PM. I'm listening to some Supertramp in the background. I'm hoping you can hear it. And I'm sitting at my desk. Yes, this is my office. And no, I don't play pretty much any of those instruments. I'm looking to see, I can beat that drum a little. I do not play that. That's a trumpet. This guy right here, no, don't play the guitar. That's a ukulele. Both my children, they're both adults now, but they are like pro ukulele players because they have been, or they were in an ukulele group for like 12 years, respectively. That electric guitar, I definitely don't play that. But I love seeing the musical instruments, and it's inspiring to think about what those raw tools can actually do. So yeah, this is me. I want to come to you once a week in the raw. The goal here is for you to just get a glimpse into what my life is like, and also what it feels like to be feisty in the midst of days that aren't so feisty. You know, overarchingly, feistiness for me does not mean to be complicated. It does not mean to pick a fight. It does not mean to be an aggravant or an agitator. Although I will say sometimes the leadership role calls for that. And that's okay. I'm at the stage of my life where I don't want to make apologies for the way that I just naturally show up. Case in point. The color of my nails, very bold, very arguably feisty, although not red. And the reason they're this color is because I am a dragon boater. That's right. I get in a very long canoe a couple times a week with 20 other people, and I put a paddle in, and I paddle really hard, perfectly in time with all 19 other people. It's really complicated, but it's really fun. And the team that I'm on, our team color is this color. That's right. It's like highlighter yellow. And so for team spirit, and because I am unapologetically feisty about my life, I make sure that my fingernails are this color. In another week, we'll go away for a 2-day competition. I'll let you know how that goes. And in the meantime, I get to just be feisty with this nail color. Today, what am I working on? Today, I am course writing. And a little known fact about me, I do write courses. I write them for myself, but I also write them on contract for other people, other universities, other programs. The course that I'm writing right now is on leadership. And today, I've been working on leading change. That's the section. Building activities, looking for ways to study Lewin's change model, Pro-sized change model and framework, Cotter's 8 steps, delving into those change models and thinking a little bit more proactively about how to train leaders today in 2025 to adapt to change, because change is inevitable. And I was working on a resource document today, and that's like the number one thing is make change the expectation. So I would say the feisty way to approach change is to expect it, to not be surprised by it, and in expecting it, to know it's going to come, it's going to happen, and we're going to be okay when it does come. It's tough to do and it's easier to say, but it is something that I try to work towards as a leader. You know, leadership is this really big word that I think gets misinterpreted. When you sit alone in your office and there's no one around and there's just some Supertramp playing in the background, it doesn't feel like I'm a leader of anything. In fact, sometimes it feels like I'm not much of a leader of myself. My dog is here, and I have to tell you, when I take her for a walk, she leads me. And she doesn't often want any followers. But for me, leadership is about the journey to self-awareness, to know how you have influence and impact on others. And I'm ready at this stage of my career to not play small anymore. I've been toying with the idea of working on something called just kind of like what it means to be a feisty leader. I think it's likely going to be called the Feisty Manifesto, which I'm super excited about. I'm looking over here because I have a secondary monitor. So just so you know, when I am talking to you in my desk and all of a sudden I look over there, it's not because I see anything over there. It's because literally I have a secondary monitor, and that monitor often has tons of different windows open. I don't know if you're like me, but I mean, my goal would be like air traffic control. I don't have that. I only have a laptop, which is what I'm looking at you on, and then I have a secondary monitor. But ultimately, it would be incredible to have like multiple screens, because on average in my daily work, I have about 15 to 20 windows open or tabs open. And that might sound like a lot for some of you. For some of you, that's nothing. And I bow to you in your amount of tabs open. But for me, as I was saying, I've been working on this project, and it really is the goal to help me understand and define what I believe feisty leadership is. And for me, I don't want to play small anymore. In my career, and oftentimes sitting at my desk by myself, it can feel like I am, I don't know, maybe hiding or maybe being cautious and not putting myself out there. And I think sometimes that's true, because I'm a little afraid of what people will think of me and what they'll say about me. But I'm older and wiser now, and I know that fundamentally it's about my inner belief. That's what gets projected. That's what has the most influence and impact. And I want to be authentic. So in this journey to figuring out feistiness, the first thing I want to do is I want to state clearly that I am not here to play small. It's taken me a long time to learn my voice, but now that I have it, I'm going to use it. And I want it to be with clarity, compassion, and conviction. I'm convicted about a lot of things that will probably make you uncomfortable. I'm okay with that. I'm not okay with your discomfort. I'm okay with me being myself. And I would ask and call you to do the same. It's okay for us to be ourselves unapologetically. It's also okay for us to state what we believe and then still be open to be schooled on it. I want to be held to account for some of the beliefs that I hold. So that's the challenge. I do not want to play small. I do not fit in every room. Not every room is for me. But the rooms that are for me, I want to be bold and I want to be clear in what I care about. So that's my thought for this week. I trust that's helpful. We'll see you again next week, next Friday, for a Feisty Friday truth from me, the Feisty PM.